In a preceding video, I had talked of the arrival of Shiva's marriage party at the gates of his father-in-law's palace. There, his friend Achyuta extended his hand to help Mahadev alight from his bull. It was like the sun alighting from the autumn clouds. They then entered the inner chambers of Himalaya's palace, where Brahma was waiting for him. They were followed into the Himalaya's palace by Indra, the Saptarishis, the Devatas, other rishis, and the attendants of the bridegroom. Writes Kalidas, a job is sure to be well done where the beginning is auspicious. Ishvara, sitting on a couch, reciting the right mantras for each occasion, accepted all that was offered by Himalaya, such as gems, sacred water, honey, curd, and new clothes. As the arrival of autumn delights human beings, like lotus buds, Shiva's eyes opened with joy when he looked at Parvati's blooming moon-like face. At her sight, his mind became pure like running water. Repeatedly, they looked into each other's eyes. They felt shy of their impatience. How spontaneous, how natural. Of their longing to unite, while all the time casting stealthy sideways glances. At this stage, Himalaya's Purohit lifted Uma's hand and placed it in the hand of Mahadev. Her hand, with fingers dyed red, seemed as if it was sprouting Kamdeva's early buds. Kama, who had been in hiding in her body for fear of his life from Shiva. Parvati's hair stood on ends when Shiva held her hand. He too sweated in between his fingers. By joining their hands together, Kamdev had simultaneously ensnared both of them. When they, who are later remembered and worshipped at the time of every marriage, are themselves sitting splendid as the bride and the bridegroom, says Kalidas, who can describe the beauty and magnificence of their marriage? Going round the holy fire, keeping it to the right, Parvati and Shiva, united in matrimony, looked so stunning as if the day joined by night was going round the Meru mountain. Enjoying physical contact, they had shut their eyes while going around the sacred fire. When they had gone around twice, thrice, the Purohit asked Uma to offer rice flakes to the fire to get rid of mutual inhibitions. Incredibly, all this is done even today. Directed by the Purohit, Parvati, cupping her hand, gathered the fragrant smoke from the burning rice flakes and smelled its fragrance. The wisp of smoke reaching near her cheek for a moment looked like a blue lotus pendant on her ear. What an original simile! The hot smoke rising from the customary havan bowl reddened her cheeks. Her face perspired. The collyrium in her eyes spread around. The barley sheaves resting on her ears wilted. Mark Kalidasa's observation of the smallest things. Addressing her, the Purohit said, "Dear daughter, Agni is a witness to your marriage. Today onwards, have no doubts when you perform your dharma in the company of Shiva." Listening with her ears stretched to the edges of her eyes, all attention to the Purohit, Parvati soaked his words as the scorched summer earth soaks the first drops of Indra's rain. When her eternal husband, always a delight to look at, asked her to look at Dhruva, the pole star, Parvati raised her face and shyly whispered, "Yes, I have seen him." She was seeing Shiva. Where was the need to look at pole star? Thus, as the learned Purohit completed the marriage ceremonies of Shiva and Parvati, the father and mother of the universe, Brahma, sitting on his lotus throne, bowed to them. Brahma blessed the bride thus: "Kalyani, may you give birth to a brave son." Although the fount and the master of the spoken word, Brahma could not decide what to bestow upon Shiva. Says Kalidas, who was beyond all desire. The bridal couple was then led to a flower bedecked altar. They were made to sit on a golden couch, according to the prevalent customs, covered by others, coveted by others. The assembled persons showered them with unbroken, wet grains of rice. Lakshmi positioned herself behind them with a canopy of long stemmed lotus flowers spread over their head. Shining drops of dew hung like pearls on the edges of its petals. Using two different styles, Saraswati sang praises of Shiva and Parvati. The worthy bridegroom she praised in words refined, sophisticated. While in diction easy to understand, she talked of the virtues of the bride. For a short while, Shankara and Parvati watched a play staged by Apsaras. Here is a concert going on for the new couple. It was a romantic play full of lively action, permeated with various rasas and enlivened by songs sung in different ragas. It was written in 5 acts in different styles and was full of refined and delicate body movements. At the end of the play, Indra, accompanied by other devatas, approached Shiva, who now had a wife. Bowing with tips of folded hands touching their crowns, they prayed, "Now that you are married, your curse on Panchasharaha has been extinguished. Please revive him so that he can be at your beck and call." Earlier, Shiva had been angry with Kamadev and had cursed him. But now, the marriage could not be consummated without the help of Kamadev. Persuaded, forgetting his anger, Shiva acceded to their request. He permitted Kamadev to strike him, to fall in love with Parvati as often as he could with his arrows. When an intelligent servant, knowing how to time his request, asks for a favor of his masters, so writes Kalidas, his wish is always granted. Bidding farewell to Indra and the other gods, holding the hand of Himalaya's daughter, Shiva moved into a chamber where a decorated bed festooned with garlands had been made for them. Pitchers of gold, full to the brim, lay nearby. Winding up this section, Kalidas writes, Gauri, the shy new bride, turned her face away when her husband pulled on her covering. Somehow she responded to the naughty comments of her friends so intimate. They used to sleep in her chambers, those young girls. She couldn't help smiling when Shiva asked his attendants, standing nearby, to make faces in the darkness to amuse her. Thereafter, Shiva moves on with Parvati for a prolonged honeymoon that we shall take up in other videos. Thank you for visiting this site. May you be blessed by Shiva and Parvati.